You know, I'm here with Jonathan and Misty, and thank y'all for joining us today on Mission Park Cares, and we want to learn a little bit more about the threefold plan right here behind us here at the Alamo. Jonathan, could you help us with that one?
So there's a lot going on, as you can see here, sir. With the construction right behind us, there's a lot of changes here on the Alamo Plaza grounds. Recently, on March 3rd, we just opened our newest building, the Alamo Collection Center, which has been named after our biggest donor, Ms. Shannon Rothstein. It's now called the Rothstein Family Collection Center. It helps to immerse our visitors, which we get about 1.6 million annually here at the grounds, in a lot of historical items, about 500 in the Alamo collection. That includes the collection from Mr. Phil Collins and the Donald and Luis Llena Spanish colonial collection.
That's incredible. Now, how long do you think they had been collecting these items? Obviously since the beginning of the Alamo, but I mean, really, what do you think brought it to light?
So Mr. Collins had been doing so for many years. I know the Llenas had been so for some time as well, decades. And Mr. Llena would actually collect a lot of these very unique items going back to the 1700s to utilize as a reference point to bring more authenticity to his actual paintings.
Misty, behind us is the Palisades. Over my left shoulder is an 18-pound cannon. Can you tell us the significance of the Palisade as well as the cannon?
Absolutely. So many people come to the Alamo and they believe that it was just this building behind us, just the church. And the site was actually so much bigger than that. It was about 4 acres. And so we're adding on these reproductions so that people can get an idea of the square footage that the defenders were actually defending.
Misty, I've got to ask, why would you go to the trouble of putting an 18-pound cannon up on that site? Tell me the significance.
Well, first off, cannons are just fun, but also authenticity. So on the first day of the battle, February 23rd, 1836, the Mexican troops march into Behar. The Texans are here in the fort. Santa Anna demands them to surrender. In response to that, General Travis has his men load up that cannon, they fire a shot, and that's their answer. They're going to stay here and they're going to fight.
All right, Jonathan, I have to ask you, so why was the Palisades built? And then on top of that, what's happening over my shoulder?
Great question, Dick. So the Palisade was built in December of 2021. It's a representation of what the unfinished, incomplete wall of the mission and then fort prior to the Battle of 1836. So that it was actually where the Tennesseans were posted because they were thought of as the best shots. And it was actually the thought of where Davy Crockett had fallen during the battle in 1836. And as Misty alluded to earlier, when people come to the grounds, they think the church is just the Alamo. And what we're doing here is building the Mission Gate and Lunette. This will act as a gateway for people coming onto the site to realize that the Alamo is a much larger mission or fort here on the grounds of the Alamo.
Misty, I have to ask, I know that you have been working tirelessly, cataloging, labeling, taking care of this new collection. Tell us some of the special items that you have inside, please, ma'am.
So to start off, it's so exciting to have this new building because what we had space for previously was about 1% of our collection. Now we have 10% out. And so we're able to grow and show more items. Some of the things that we have on exhibit are one of David Crockett's rifles. We have Santa Anna's sword. We have some uniforms and some weapons from the Mexican military as well as the Texans. We have a huge diorama that has Phil Collins telling you the story of the battle, and just so many wonderful artifacts that we've never been able to display before.
What makes you so passionate about this, Jonathan? And then Misty, I want you to answer the same question.
You know, Dick, that's a wonderful question. I worked for the federal government for over 20 years and really trying to help my community. And I was really, as an Air Force brat, born and raised mostly in San Antonio. Okay. So to see the changes that are taking place here with the Palisade, the 18-pounder, the Mission Gate and Lunette, and now our new Rothstein Family Collection Center, things are changing at the Alamo. And soon we'll have a beautiful new visitor center and museum. We just want to ensure that for the 1.6 million people that come here annually, wow, they are immersed in our history and able to see what took place here in San Antonio, which really, to us, is the cultural heart of Texas, because there's so many unique cultures that coincide its history here at this unique site.
Well, you're definitely excited. Misty, tell me a little bit about what drives you to be so behind all this project.
Sure. So to start out, I'm a 6th generation Texan. So for me, it's in my blood. I learned about it in school. I just love this place. But working here, I've been here about 7.5 years. What I love about the Alamo is every person who comes to the Alamo can find a part of its story that they relate to. They may come here and think they don't like history at all, but we're able to find something that reminds them of maybe where they came from or something of their own interest, perhaps.
Well, it's absolutely amazing, and it really truly shows. And I tell you, we're so blessed to have y'all in our community and working so hard on this project for all of us. You know, quite frankly, for this is really terrific, and thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you. Thank you. At Mission Park and Mission Park Cares, we'd like to bring you more programming each and every week.
Yes, just subscribe here or catch us every Sunday morning on Fox 29.
And remember, at Mission Park, it's our mission to care.